What is electronic pedagogy? Let's look at pedagogy in a general context. Pedagogy is really about the art and science of teaching. Electronic pedagogy is really where we're using electronic tools to maximize the sort of interactions that we can have with students. So I think the thing with using electronic tools, sophisticated electronic tools, using them in a teaching and learning environment is more so how do you use these tools to project images, to project audio, whether it is static or dynamic images, but to actually use them in a way that provokes an emotional response, that actually gets students interacting with the content. That's the power, I think, of electronic technologies. And so if you look at electronic pedagogy, it's trying to marry the entities of technology and pedagogy in such a way to impact teaching and learning. And I don't say teaching because all too often I see instances where technology is used, and it is used in much the same way as you would teach without technology, meaning you use technology as a content delivery vehicle. In essence, a FedEx content delivery vehicle, where all you do is move content from the source, meaning the instructor, to students, and you expect learning to take place. And electronic pedagogy is not solely about moving the content, but it's moving the content in a time-efficient manner where students, it actually engages students. You use the visual and the auditory components of the technology to hook students into conversation and discussion. So you're trying to achieve interactions, a lot of interactions, much more than sometimes would be possible without technology. So technology becomes a hook. It becomes a way of bringing something and visually and auditorily to students so that they can understand aspects of what it is you're trying to teach with them, engage with it. The common mistake is that faculty just use things like, and I'm going to pick on PowerPoint because that's a ubiquitous sort of a software. It's kind of the de facto software that everybody uses in education these days. But they would use PowerPoint and they would load it up with textual content, and all of this is in complete thoughts. So you present this information to students, and sometimes frequently they will turn around and they will read it verbatim to students. And so if you present all of the information in PowerPoint, textual content, and if you read it back to students, then my question becomes, what is the added value that's being created as a result of using this tool? It's inappropriate to take technology like the technology of PowerPoint, which is a visual medium. It's inappropriate to just load it up with textual content of complete thoughts. Rather, what you should do is put include maybe a one sentence or a 1 or 2 word phrase that then becomes a prompt for discussion. Use a visual image, a static image, and then have that static image becomes the focus of conversation rather than labeling the image. So students can help you label the image. That's a way to use technology to engage students. Another aspect of using technology is where you can use the visual properties of the technology of PowerPoint to present a short video snippet of something that you can have a conversation about or around. PowerPoint is not really to be used as a placeholder for text. That's a poor use of a visual medium. So I'm hoping that faculty will get beyond that and start thinking about creative ways to use the technologies that are available to them to provoke, to engage, to connect with students. My goal for coming to do this workshop at ECC and in working with CETL is to help advance the conversation about how to more effectively use technologies in the classroom to impact teaching and learning in a meaningful way. CETL is very much wanting to try to promote responsible and purposeful use of technologies. And so I see this as an added bonus when I can help advance or help the conversation, move the conversation along about how to more effectively utilize technology tools in education to impact teaching and learning. Personally, what I get out of this is, I'm a learner along with everybody else who's attending a workshop. And so I share ideas about and information about what's happening in the field of research. relative to how we study technology use in education. And so when I share some of those things, I engage faculty in conversations as well about aspects of technology use. And personally, I get affirmation. I also get some ideas about how I could use technologies that I'm currently using, how I could use those more effectively. So the collective conversations that I have with faculty really help push forward in a positive way what we're trying to do with technology, which is try to get more purposeful, value-added uses of technology in teaching and learning. I mean, if you can't readily identify what the value-added component of using technology in education is, if you can't point to that, then why are you using technology? I think technology has a wonderful place to play in education, but we need to be certain about how we use it and that it achieves the end product, which is really students understand something better. They know things better as a result of my use of technology in the classroom. They understand it, and they feel empowered to be able to use the knowledge gained and apply it in some meaningful context. So hopefully, anybody who is at ECC, they understand what CETL is trying to do, and they buy in to take advantage of these opportunities that are being offered through CETL.